What's up, all my horror fanatics out there? Welcome back to Late Night Frights. I'm your horror host for this evening, the Jay Sloan or Jordan, back here to do another video for you. So first of all, I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight to take a look at my top 5 favorite horror icons. Also, if you haven't already, go check out everybody else's video this week where they've been talking about their top 5. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into this. So I'm going to be going from 5 to 1, from least to greatest. So yeah, first of all, I want to mention that this is my list, my personal opinion. Not everybody's going to agree with this list, and I don't expect them to. This is just my list. So, yeah, 5 to 1. Let me pick my top 5 here. Coming in at number 5 is Pennywise the Dancing Clown from the 1990 film Stephen King's It. Also based on the book Stephen King's It. But this movie is, to me, when I was younger, was terrifying. The scariest movie I'd ever seen at a younger age. Following into my older years, and I'm 16 years old now, I still am terrified of clowns for one reason only: Pennywise. So the movie, I'm not going to give a synopsis on the film. I'm just going to talk about the characters in the movies. And Pennywise is basically this entity, this fucking just demonic entity that wants to eat children I think it's every 30 years. And he comes to this little town in Derry and pretty much feeds off of the fear of children and tries to kill them, eat them, and succeeds a few times. I'm not going to spoil anything if you haven't seen the movie. But the concept of this, how Stephen King thought of this, I mean, this guy's got one fucked up mind, but it's amazing. For horror fans, it's like, yeah, keep producing stuff like this, because everything you were ever afraid of, that's all wrapped in one. He can be anything that you're afraid of. For me, at a younger age, it was a clown. He's a clown through the whole movie, although that's not what he truly looks like. In the movie, he turns into a werewolf at one point. And I just think that's very cool to wrap him up into one big bundle of fear, and a character that's what he thrives on, is fear. And I've always been afraid of clowns because of this dude right here. I'll give God, I can't speak today, guys. I will give a full review on this movie. I probably already have on my channel, my main channel, the Jay Sloan, so check that out. But yeah, just a fucking classic horror icon here. So coming in at number 4 is Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th Part 2. He actually appears in Friday the 13th at the end of the film, although he's not the Jason we know and love today, who he picks up in Friday the 13th Part 2. And the reason I love Jason Voorhees is because he's a fucking monster. Like, he's just huge. He's not a technical monster, obviously. Everyone who knows Jason Voorhees, but he's a beast. I mean, his kills are some of the most memorable and brutal kills that I've ever seen, but they're so funny at the same time, just the way he does things. Just an awesome horror icon, and like many people have said before me, he's like a little boy stuck in a man's body. He's very confused about what he's doing, which they try to, they don't try to make you feel as much sympathy for Jason Voorhees as they do Leatherface, which I'll get to in a little bit. Jason Voorhees, come on, guys. Everyone knows him. Most people love him. I've never talked to one person who doesn't like Jason Voorhees or doesn't know Jason Voorhees. I mean, come on. It's Jason Voorhees. Many of these horror icons I'm about to show, everyone knows. Even if you're not a fan of horror, you've heard of these horror icons. Trust me. So coming in at number 3 is Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original 1974 masterpiece. And the people that I prefer, or the movies that I prefer that have Leatherface in them, is the original, Part 2, Part 3, and the remake. The original had Leatherface as they wanted you to feel sympathy for him, because once again, more, like Jason Voorhees, but even more, he's like a kid in a man's body. But that does not, that's not redeemable for the things that you see him do. Just a brutal fucking killer, just so brutal, and this movie is just a classic anyways, but if it wouldn't have had Leatherface, it wouldn't have been near as good. I don't think, obviously, that's what the story is based around. But the cool thing is his family kills and eats people too. But this movie loosely based on Ed Gein, and I really like what they did to where Leatherface, cuts people's faces off and uses their flesh as human masks. That's where the term Leatherface comes. But yeah, everyone knows Leatherface. Throughout the series, they try to make you feel sympathy for him, which I thought was cool. Not many people feel sympathy for serial killers, and it's a really cool tactic to try to do. But just a fucking classic movie. What can I say? And a classic horror icon. Everyone knows Leatherface. Moving on, my number 2, Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, Freddy Krueger is very interesting and very unique in his own way, because he's a child killer before he was burned to death, and then he comes to you in your dreams. That is so unique, and it's so terrifying because you really can't. You're supposed to be in control of your dreams, and when you are not controlling your dreams, that just makes you shake, because you're like, you're supposed to be able to do whatever you want in your dreams, be free and be in control. But to have this man come to you in your dreams and kill you, and when you die in your dreams, you die in real life, that's fucked up. I mean, that is messed up. And I really love the original film, because it's so dark. It is a dark movie. If you watch this movie, the character of Freddy Krueger is so evil and demonic-like, whereas in the sequels it's more comedic. Which, don't get me wrong, I like the comedic Freddy too, but this one, he's actually pretty creepy in this one. You watch the later films and you're like, you laugh at him, and then you watch this and you're like, shit, like, comedy is very low in this one, and that's what I love about it. He's just, you can't kill Freddy. I mean, he just don't die. When you really can't kill him in your dreams. Like I said, you're supposed to be in control. Can't kill him there. You bring him over to your reality and still can't kill him. Or, I'm not going to spoil the series, but who doesn't know Freddy Krueger? 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Everyone knows him. So my last and my favorite horror icon of all time, no big surprise, is Michael Myers. Michael Myers, like I said, all these other ones were my opinion, and this one is too, but I think this is the horror icon, more like what, the Horror Dude 01 was saying in his video. I'm not trying to copy, but this is the horror icon. This is the master. This is the leader of these guys and many more horror icons. He is fear. It's as simple as that. He's the boogeyman. He is the shape. He is unstoppable. He's not human. He's just an unstoppable force, which I really love about this character, and just how slow he actually is, and how much damage he can do. Yes, his kills are not as interesting as Jason's, for that matter. They're not creative. He uses butcher knives and his hands mostly. Those are the two things that you see him use the most. But who doesn't know Michael Myers? I think he is the most popular. Arguably, that's debatable, like I said. But to me, he's the most popular out of these guys, and he will always be my favorite. This will always be my favorite horror film, and he will always be my favorite horror icon. Everyone knows Michael Myers. So there you go, guys. There's my top 5. And let me just say this. All of these horror icons here are amazing. These 5 guys will terrify children to come for the next 30, 40, 50 years. I hope my grandchildren's grandchildren are still getting scared by these guys. They're just unstoppable. All 5 of these guys and more. You've got Chucky, you've got Leprechaun, you've got Wishmaster, you've got Ghostface, you've got numerous other people that I'm forgetting I'm going to be honest, I did forget a few people, but these are my top 5. There's so many more horror icons, but I think these guys are the main horror icons. You can really debate whether Pennywise is or not. That's personal, in my opinion. But, I mean, Leatherface, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and Michael, yeah, they're the top horror icons. They're the top dogs, so to speak. But yeah, guys, I'm the Jay Sloan. Thanks for watching. I want to say, guys, that next week, You will not be seeing any videos on Late Night Fraughts due to Thanksgiving. Everyone's going to be taking some time off. But you will see us come back on December 2nd when we'll be coming back with some DVD battles for you guys. So until then, guys, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. I'm the Jay Sloan. You just watched Late Night Fraughts. Until next time, keep it horror. Peace.